Hey, Shad here with Speed Addicts, the fast growing gear site on the web, and today we've got our best of dual sport helmets for 2023. What's up, Speed Addicts fan? Before we jump in and tell you all about the best dual sport helmets for this year, do us both a favor and subscribe to the Speed Addicts channel. That way you don't miss out on any of the latest new gear or parts coming into the industry. Subscribe. Speed Addicts is always getting first look. That way you don't miss out. Also, if you decide you'd like to purchase any of the helmets we're going to go over in the video today, we make it real easy to support us here at Speed Addicts. There are links in the description below. They'll get you right over to speedaddicts.com to shop for any one of these helmets. Of course, while you're over there, you can shop for any other parts or gear you might need for your next two-wheel adventure. And shopping for helmets at Speed Addicts is always smart because you're going to get no-cost returns. That's right. If it doesn't work out because of fit or you just decide it's not for you, you're gonna get a no-cost shipping label to get it back to us, get a refund or exchange, whatever you need to do. Give us a shot. We don't nickel and dime you like those other guys. We'll make sure to treat you like family. Remember, to qualify, you just have to live in the lower 48 states. Make sure the gear's brand new in original packaging, and you'll be dialed in. Okay, enough with my shameless plugs. Let's jump into the best of dual sport helmets for 2023. Guten Tag. I think that's what's up in German. Here we have the SCHUBERTH E2, number one on our list. Number one in our hearts at the moment, hot off the presses. This thing just landed here in spring of 2023. Why do we like it? Well, it's German engineering. That is always a good thing, right? But the reason why most folks pick SCHUBERTH is that the helmets are exceptionally quiet. So if noise is a concern, you're putting down lots of miles at highway speeds, you want an ADV helmet that is quiet, this should be near the top of your list. Now, not only is it an adventure helmet in that it has that peak, but it is also a modular helmet. So this is really two in one. This helmet is very closely related to, if not pretty much starts life as the same exact thing as the SCHUBERTH C5 modular, which launched last year and has been exceptionally well reviewed. People really like the C5. And I think if you're considering a C5, you should really be buying the E2 because it's only $30 more, coming in at $7.99 for solids as opposed to $7.69, so you're paying 30 bucks. You're getting that peak option here installed, and if you don't want to run the peak, if you're going to put down some more highway miles, you want to get rid of this, you can take this off. It comes with plugs in the box to cover those up, and now you have essentially what is a C5. So it's really kind of two in one there. Now their peak comes on and off very easily. Remember, we have detailed in-depth videos on each one of these helmets. If you want to learn more, get into all the nitty-gritty, we'll have the link in the description below where I go through the entire helmet. But the top of my list, how quiet the helmet is, how well it ventilates. You get that internal, or you get the pin lock insert included. It is comm system integration or integrated ready with that SCHUBERTH SC2 that plugs in. It's ready to go. The speakers actually come installed from the factory, and that SCHUBERTH SC2 is made by Sena. It's a 50 series equivalent. So you got your comms covered. You got the modular setup here. You have the quietness of that SCHUBERTH, and that is accomplished with their really killer neck roll that isolates your ears away from all that nasty road and machine noise coming up through the bottom of the helmet, because that's where most of that noise comes from. And of course, you've got that peak that is 3-position. It's really clever. You can notch that down wherever you want it, lock it back in. The face shield has also got memory, so if you open it up and then you go to close it, it's gonna remember that it was in that open position. A lot of really well thought out features. It is that SCHUBERTH E2, recommended for those riders who are putting down lots of miles. They're okay with making this sort of a investment. It's gonna pay dividends over the years. Or hey, maybe you don't ride very often, but you just appreciate excellent engineering. Check it out, it is the SCHUBERTH E2. Next up on our list, we have the KLIM KRIOS Pro. Now this has been on our list for multiple years running now. It is for the hardcore. If you want something that is exceptionally lightweight and less frills, I would say the KRIOS Pro is always gonna be our top pick. Because it's light, it's really at home off of the road, as opposed to that SCHUBERTH helmet that I just showed you, which really excels more on the road. I would say it's a more polished helmet that is quieter on the road. While you could take it off-road, I would much prefer when things get bumpy, things get more technical, to be in this KLIM KRIOS because of how light it is. It is just exceptionally light, right around that 3-pound mark, and you pick it up and you just are shocked by how light it could be. with the face shield, with the peak on it, and their ventilation scheme. Now, one of the things I don't like about it is their diffuser is enormous on the back. It's easy to catch this on things when you're swinging around off the bike. Beware, you can break them. Of course, they're replaceable, but just one of my little nitpicks. Now, you are going to get this transition face shield right out of the box. You see it's right there. So that's going to tent up in the sunlight and provide you a little bit more protection. You can also wear this with goggles. You can put the goggles on with the face shield on. You can even close this over goggles. Very versatile helmet. Now, it's not inexpensive, coming in at upwards of $700. So this is not a cheap helmet, $749 for the solids at the moment, but it is one of the most well-reviewed and lightest full carbon construction. They also have their Koroid technology in here to absorb energy in case of impact, and those little tubes that are stacked together in there also help the helmet ventilate better as opposed to just a traditional all EPS interior. They have a number of different color schemes. There's some new ones coming out for 2023. I think they're going to get at least 1 or 2 more years out of the KRIOS Pro before they come out with something new. I know they have something in the works, but for now, the KRIOS Pro, tried and true for the hardcore guys that are actually going to take that very expensive BMW into that single track. Check it out at speedaddicts.com. Next up on our list is Next. Yes, you heard me correctly. That is N-E-X-X. Something a bit more exotic, something out of Europe. This helmet is made in Portugal. I hear a Portuguese nun cries a single tear into every single one on that production line, making them extra special. Don't fact check me. Okay, pure carbon fiber shell, exceptionally light. Similar idea to the KLIM KRIOS that we just showed you, in that it is one of the lightest ADV helmets we sell, under 3 pounds with the face shield and the peak included. One of the things I like about the Next helmet is that you're going to get an extra shield. Not only do you get clear, but you get either a tinted or iridium screen, depending on which colorway you go with, which is really cool. You can easily run it with or without the screen, with or without goggles. The choice is yours. They make way for your goggle straps to come underneath the face shield. Another thing I like about the Next is that you're going to get that extended visor peak. You see that extra piece of plastic that is attached to the peak right here? That's going to give you more sun protection when you need it. If you don't need it, you can take it off and you get a little bit less pull on your head. I like Next. I've been wearing them for a number of years. This is one of my personal helmets that I've gotten to test around here, and it is just so light you almost forget it is on your head. You get hydration routing, you get emergency release cheek pads, tons of ventilation, a lot of different color combinations. Now, one of the drawbacks with this helmet is that availability is extremely limited. If you want one of these, you need to sign up for it on the Speed Addicts site. If it's out of stock, just put your email address in there. You're gonna get an email the next shipment that comes in, bang, it can be yours. That is my primary gripe about the helmet, is that Next has just not supplied the United States in quite an ample way, but I hear that is improving. So hopefully if you want one of these Next XWRL helmets, you can finally get your hands on one of the best helmets coming out of Europe these days. And it really puts them in a class out of their own, in that most European helmet manufacturers have actually offshored production into Asia, and Next is one of the holdouts still making their helmets there in Portugal. Again, it is the Next XWRL for those who want the lightest ADV helmet they can get their hands on. Again, it's not going to be one of the least expensive though, so this price tag, full carbon fiber shell, it's going to run you in the mid 600s, around $669 for one of these. So not the least expensive, but a few bucks less than those other two we've already gone over today. Next up, we've got a helmet from our brothers. To the frozen north, we go to Canada. It is CKX. If you haven't heard of them, I don't blame you. They're actually much bigger in the snowmobile game. The CKX helmet's highly technical, definitely a leader in the snowmobile industry. Now, they're making a move into the adventure game with this Atlas helmet. This is all new for them, 2023. We think there's a lot here to offer. You're gonna get that new ECE 2206 safety standard, which is a stricter testing regimen that's going to produce safer helmets for a lot of the manufacturers that are updating to that standard. So we love that you have ECE 2206 here. The composite construction, which is what you see in front of me, is going to start at $399 and go up to $419. They're also gonna have a full carbon fiber version, which should be in stock any day now for $559. Our honest opinion is that the carbon is going to be the one to buy. I think this composite version is a bit overpriced compared to some of the competition on the market today, but the carbon fiber is going to be exceptionally lightweight, closer to 3 pounds, and it's gonna carry that ECE 2206, which is just gonna be a winning combination when you consider that amongst the other features that the CKX Atlas has at its disposal here. We'll show you those real quick. Look for a peak that is adjustable. Instead of having an add-on piece to get you that extra sun clearance or sun protection, it is built into here, and you just go ahead, this is a proprietary product where you can snap that out and get a little bit more coverage. If you don't need it and you don't want your visor to pull so much on the road, you back that off. It is also adjustable with these little buttons. You just push those in, you can bring it down, you can bring it up. Pretty cool, lots of flexibility there. You're also going to get a quick release chin strap, a chin curtain, and this flip down and flip off muzzle. So if you get into the off-road, more technical section, you want more airflow, you're going to snap this off, and it is made to go on and off. Now, this is actually something they brought over from the snowmobile game. I think they're gonna make a snow version of the Atlas as well, because in cold weather, you don't wanna take the whole helmet off. You just wanna be able to breathe better and get some air, be able to talk to someone with that muzzle down. So that is a unique feature. Lots of visibility, huge eye port as you can see, which is great. Awesome helmet on our off-road. I'd say this leans a little bit more to the technical side. It does not have a drop-down sun visor, so when the going gets tough and bumpy, you're not gonna have a visor that's bouncing around or making noise, causing problems for you. That is the Atlas from CKX. Last but certainly not least, we have the Scorpion EXO AT960. Now this is recently released, much anticipated replacement for the AT950, which was one of our most successful dual sport helmets that we've ever carried here at Speed Addicts. By dual sport, I also mean that it is modular as well. So you also get that flip up chin bar. You're getting the best of both worlds. You get the peak, you get the chin bar. That's one of the reasons why the AT950, I think, is one of the first helmets that kind of offered that in a big way on the market. It was so successful, lots of other helmet manufacturers have followed since. Now the price tag on an AT960 is gonna run you $279 to $309. You can pay even a little bit more to get the comm system installed from the factory. Let's talk about the comms real quick. You are compatible with the Scorpion EXOCOM unit. You're going to have pockets. It's gonna be fully integrated and flush, and the speakers go inside the speaker pockets there. Can you run a universal comm on this? Yes, you can, but you just have to be a little creative around the placement. You have to contend with this and both that drop-down sun visor toggle, so you're gonna have to work around that, but it can be done, and you can't hijack those factory speaker pockets. We like the 960 a whole lot also because it's gonna have that new ECE 2206 label, which I already mentioned in this video. It is the stricter testing regimen, so it's past that. It is a little bit on the heavy side, closing in on close to 4 pounds, but considering the price tag, sub $300, I mean, it's still an awesome value. You're getting the drop-down interior sun shield, you're getting the peak, which you can remove. Running it without the peak, it still looks awesome. You're getting the flip-up chin bar, ECE 2206, integrated comm system, a lot to offer, a variety of features, and Scorpion's premier 5-year warranty. They really take care of people on that. I always like to stress that about Scorpion products. That concludes our best of dual sport helmets for 2023. If you're looking for something with a little lower price tag, we didn't have room on the table for it, but always an honorable mention. Check out the Z1R Range helmet. We'll put the full video that we made on the Range. It's our most popular dual sport helmet, under $200. Check that out. That does it. We appreciate y'all for watching. We'll see you next time to find out what's in the crate.